What's up, ATG fam? Breaking down my thoughts on shrimp squats and pistol squats because many members have asked me if I can do them. So I didn't know if I could. I haven't trained these. So I've just tested them out to see if I can do them and just finish up the balance on the left leg here. So I can do them as a result of the ATG system. I'm not against these. I'm gonna explain where I think they could fit in for someone, right? So when I started out, I legit, in terms of top range, could only go a couple inches without knee pain, okay? This is where we've kind of evolved this Patrick step. So you wanna be able to handle your own ankle range. You should be able, like if you put the limit of your ankle range, you should have no knee pain, right? But something like a shrimp squat, it's definitely knee over toe, but it's not like it's the limit of what your ankle could go to. And then with the pistol squat, it's definitely full bend, but if you look at the explode out, you're kind of exploding up through the midpoint, whereas with an ATG split squat, we're actually now able to put a lot more weight in the bottom position. So let's take a look here. So if I look at an ATG split squat, this is now with each rep, notice I'm now loading, running into the bar there, the rack. With each rep, I'm actually stretching my hip flexors, which are chronically tight. And now I'm actually loading the fullest bend. I'm loading that ankle mobility. So with a movement like that, plus then mastering reverse step-ups, I basically find I can help someone get strong on either end of the spectrum. So I usually find that athletes are having, or anyone for that matter, are having problems at either end of the spectrum, and then when you get strong at either end, then notice how this is gonna be in a midpoint, right? Like it's not, so it's like here, you have either end, so something like that becomes very easy. Now also keep in mind that on ATG split squat, I remember starting out front foot elevated, I could not do this right there. I had to use my hand. People wonder about my 19 to 42 inch vertical. Well, 3 knee surgeries, 3 surgical alterations in this knee by the time I was 18, and then by the time I was 20, I had more torn ligaments in this one, but I was so depressed at that point, I just decided my life's purpose would be figuring out how to bulletproof the knees. My point is that I had a 19-inch vertical because my legs were so weak and my knees were in so much pain. I think I would have had maybe a 25-inch vertical had I never beaten myself up from such a young age, right? So I had to start right here with assistance. But notice I'm getting the full bend instead of something like, I think you could regress a pistol squat, but you wouldn't be getting the magic of the full bend. So full bend is actually what holds evidence to thicken and strengthen tendons, meniscus, even ligaments. There's magic waiting for us in rehabilitating this full bend. So my only goal is to bulletproof the knees against pain. And then later, I was back playing basketball pain-free, and my friends were like, dude, you could dunk. And I was like, no way, right? Because I went my whole life, I couldn't even grab the rim. I never expected to dunk, okay? But so the legs started developing for me as a guy with no legs, and I don't have the best legs, but the point is my legs have grown many inches, they're balanced between sides, and it never hurts when I jump. So this is why I've been able to increase my jump. I started out with the weakest, most pathetic legs and knees on every team I was on, and now have some of the most bulletproof knees on the planet. So I do think that stuff like this could provide even more, explosion gains, getting through that midpoint. Even I showed you on the pistol squat, right? As opposed to the ATG split squat, where you push directly backward, the pistol squat, you have to get up through that midpoint, right? So I think for someone who's done 0 and then gradually loaded on dense, 5 at a time for 10 sets, and then has reached the standards. Now I have some stuff I'm working on called genetic potential. So obviously I think there's more to be gained there, but that comes out in 18 weeks. But the point is that whatever, for someone who's gone through, yes, I think there's then more gain that could be made with actually adding shrimp and pistol squat. But I really think Knee Ability Zero, the rebuild, because I believe, sorry to rant on, but if you're still watching this far, I believe that I believe in taking a year and thinking about your year in 4 parts, okay? And if you thought about your year in 4 parts, I do think the first part should be just body weight. What that does, the more powerful our hips, the more force we have to injure ourselves, okay? Like 12-year-old girls aren't tearing, well, maybe they are now, but 8-year-old girls aren't tearing their ACLs and shit. They don't have enough of their own power. Like someone like Derrick Rose didn't tear his ACL because he was weak. It was because of imbalances, and it was because the hips were so powerful, right? So making yourself go 12 weeks body weight is as much about making your hips stop getting stronger, getting your ankles and your knees up. So now, then when you go back to adding loads and getting stronger even through your hips, you can use that. So I do think that Knee Ability Zero, the rebuild, which I'll begin in 30 weeks, one reason I get results, I follow my own programs. It doesn't get, I believe the most honest program should be following myself, putting tons through it, carefully watching the form, all key lifts, and then building a system that way, not through, theories, but actual results. So I think that loading now through the big toe should be part of the rebuild. So basically, imagine now getting your big toe even stronger. Same when you go back to body weight on ATG split squats, right? I think it should now be through the toe, through that big toe. Boom, push it to the big toe. So I think getting stronger through the feet and through the midpoint that has been mostly avoided by comparison, right? So we've gone a year, we've built through the end ranges. Now, powering up through that midpoint and powering up through those toes. I think that's how I'm gonna be doing when I go into I did 12 week 0, now I'm on week 7 of dense, then I'll do standards to world class, genetic potential. So when I start over, I do think those are the advanced tweaks that I'll pull into Knee Ability Zero, the rebuild. Anyways, sorry for ranting, but hope this answered your question. Hope you're having a great week. Community, positive vibes only. We can all win. Community, positive vibes only. All 2021. Let's make a better world. Thanks for those willing to listen to this. Even though I'm different, it's easy to make fun of. So thanks for everyone who is willing to look at it with an open mind and with that community and positive vibes attitude.